The days of the wildly popular department stores all over the country are long gone, but memories live on. A book called When Women Ran Fifth Avenue, Glamour and Power at the Dawn of American Fashion focuses on the women who had a big hand in steering Manhattan department stores. In Connecticut, of course, we had our own female powerhouse, Beatrice Fox Auerbach, who ran G. Fox and Company in Hartford. Under her leadership, Fox became the largest department store in New England. Well, my guest is author Julie Satow. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So glad you're here. All right, I was fascinated by your book. I loved all the research that you did. When we think of department stores, we think of men, but you found a lot of women during the golden age in the 20th century. Tell me about their roles and how they got to where they got.
Yes, I love to say, the men's names were on the front of the buildings, but inside the women ruled. So, the women were the powerhouses of these department stores. So many of them were unheralded, but from the saleswomen to the buyers, and in a few cases, even department store presidents. So I did focus on 3 department stores and 3 presidents, the female presidents. So Bonwit Teller, Lord and Taylor, and Henry Bendels. So those are the 3 I focus on, and how those women rose to become presidents of the stores, which was pretty much unheard of.
Let's talk about Dorothy Shaver. You brought it up at Lord and Taylor. Tell me about her.
Yeah, so Dorothy Shaver was fascinating. I mean, she really was the architect of the American fashion industry in so many ways. She was a small town girl from Mena, Arkansas. She came to New York City. She got a job at Lord and Taylor, worked her way up, and actually in 1946, she became the first female president of the store. She was paid the highest published salary that I know of for a woman executive at that time. It was like over $1.6 million a year in today's money, so she was paid quite well. She was the first one to put the names of American fashion designers in store advertising. So that really propelled a lot of American fashion designers. She was hugely supportive of it. She did so many things. She was, the architect of the personal shopper, if any of your listeners have ever had a personal shopper, all kinds of things. So
let's talk about Bonwit Teller.
Yeah. So Hortense Odlum was the president of Bonwit Teller. Her husband actually owned the department store. So that was a little bit different than Dorothy, but she really proved herself. Hortense had never had a paying job before she became president of Bonwit Teller in the 1930s, when you can imagine that was a very rare feat. It was about the equivalent of a $200 million business. It was a huge deal. Bonwit Teller was major. This was the heart of the Depression, and she made it into a financial success like you've never seen before. And she did so many incredible things too. So she's really this kind of interesting character. She's the only one who had children. She was a working mom, which in the 1930s was even harder than it is today. So she's really inspirational.
And Geraldine Stutz at Henry Bendel.
Yes, she's the last of the 3, the most recent. She only died in 2005, so she was a more current department store president. But Bendel's was the chic place to shop, especially in the 60s, 70s, 80s. You could see Mick Jagger, Brooke Shields, all kinds of people shop there. She was incredibly fashionable. She loved to wear turbans. She was like very, exciting, and went out a lot and did all kinds of fun things, and also was just a huge visionary in terms of fashion design. So.
And finally, Julie, Macy's is going to make, it seems to be a TV series based on your book. What do you know about it?
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yes, Macy's is very excited. There's actually a a pioneering female shop girl who worked at Macy's in the 1800s. So they really want to bring her story to life, and they're going to tie in the other 3 women and hopefully do a great television series.
Congratulations, Julie. I loved your book. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take good care. And for more on When Women Ran Fifth Avenue, go to WTNH.com or the News 8 app.